Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing out there today? This is your Uncle Steve here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. And boy, oh, you know what? Let me make sure my internet is on first before I do all of that. There we go. Hey, how y'all doing out there today? This is your Uncle Steve, and you're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Appreciate y'all joining us today for this free agent tampering period. I don't know why they call it that. They might as well call it the beginning of free agency because lives are changed, contracts are given out, and we as fans go out and say, man, why did they do that? Today, maybe one of those days. I don't know. I want to hear how you feel. Today, the biggest thing to come off of the plate today, and quite honestly, the cheapest free agent we had is Tua. And I'm going to try to get his name right before I do it. So if I say Tua first, I don't like disrespecting people's name. But Tua is seeming to be an Atlanta Falcon. And it has brought out the outrage in some. I don't know why, but that's the way we're feeling. Let's come back and talk about Tua and a lot of the other free agents that we have here in the ATL. Coming back in a second on Uncle Steve's Lounge.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge.
All right, welcome back into Uncle Steve's Lounge. And for those of you who hung around for the beginning, I appreciate it. There seemed to have been a little bit of a problem with the volume in here. I hope you all can hear me now through here. I am Uncle Steve. I appreciate everyone joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Big day big day in the NFL, quite honestly. The NFL has marketed this thing so well. When you think about how you think about the offseason and what it is, the NFL has made tampering, which sounds so horrible. It has made tampering day a huge day in the NFL. It has made it, there are fans that are reacting to everything going on, to include our Atlanta Falcons. And I'm going to start off by just letting you all know I hear you. Tua Tunga, I'm gonna get his last name right. And y'all gonna have to work with me. But until I do, he's gonna be Tua today, so I don't disrespect. But the Tua signing is overshadowing everything that has been going on today with the Atlanta Falcons, unless you're an Atlanta Hawks fan, and we'll get into that later, I'm sure. But the Atlanta Falcons, sources say, are getting ready to sign Tua to our team, coming off a less than ceremonious exit from the Miami Dolphins. We all know what he did last year. We know what he did in this stadium, so you can't say he doesn't light it up in the bins. But a lot of people are disappointed about that. I'm not sure why, but we'll get into it and see how we do it, okay? I'm just going to jump right in because I'm pretty sure everyone wants to talk about the signings real quick before we get into the chat, which I'm going to get to. And I appreciate everyone joining us here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. If you don't mind, please hit that like button for me, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, and if you're on X. We appreciate those folks out there on X that are watching us. I know it's a big day. I know you got plenty of people that you can listen to, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. And I appreciate that you decided to jump on my stream. I want you to support everyone on any platform that they have, but I am just happy that you came to hear my little words about things. Real quick, I wanted to throw up the signings that we have made today. And I say the signings we have made, but these are the signings that they can't make them officially till Wednesday. But these are the folks that we brought in. Jake Bailey came from the Dolphins, so he and Tua will be coming together. New punter in the house, so we say goodbye to Bradley Pinion, who was okay. I can't say he was horrible. He did the job, but I guess we're moving on. Say hello to two of our older friends, and Austin Hooper, who comes from New England and comes back to the place that drafted him. Austin signed a 1-year deal, and Alumni Zacchaeus is back with us as well. Him recently from Chicago, doing good stuff with Caleb Williams up there. So both of those guys returning home. We also are bringing in old man Nick from the Jets. And Nick, as we saw up close in the MetLife, he still can kick. So they brought him in. I think it was a 2-year deal. I'm going to double check that and see. And then also we have Cam Thomas, who has come from Cleveland, which I'm sure has familiarity with Coach Stefanski, and is coming through. But, of course, the bigger news today is that second quarterback, that quarterback that everyone has been talking about, that would come in just in case Michael Penix isn't ready, is Tua. And I've seen mixed reactions. I'm going to give y'all my real reactions
real quick before we go into the chat. And again, appreciate y'all coming in here. I really don't have an issue with it. I have put out on the plate for the last week after week after week of the choices that we had. And the choices that we had is not like any of them were in the category of Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, or anybody like that. None of them were. There was a reason why they were available. If you talk about Kyler Murray, if you talk about the guy we just let go, Kirk Cousins, if you talk about Daniel Jones, who just got put on the transitional tag, sounds like they are going to sign him. Gardner Minshew signed up real quick, and I forgot who it was, but he signed up real quick to somebody. There were no can't miss cut quarterbacks in this cycle. So for the, outrage of Tua, and I think we just triggered like that again as Falcon fans. And I get it. I'm not saying we don't have a reason not to be triggered with the losing we've had for the last 8 seasons. But I also say, folks, this is not a long-term plan. He's going to get less money than our 3rd round draft pick probably this year. He's going to get less money. And barring some unbelievable circumstance, he's just passing through. He's just passing through Atlanta. Just think about him going up 75, down from Florida, coming up 75. He's going to stop through for a minute, and then he's out of here. If the plan goes as expected, which means Michael Penix will be back healthy and leading his team. There's no need to fear. There's no need to pout. I listened to radio today, and some shows, man, it sound like grown men crying about Tua's not the answer. Tua, he gets hurt. We get him for $1.3 million. And if all goes well, he never plays a snap. But in the meantime, you do have somebody who knows how to play quarterback in the NFL. Yes, he's had the concussions. Yes, he's been ineffective. Yes, he got benched last year. Give me the other option. Kyler Murray was not coming here. You can't afford Malik Willis because of the stuff we did with Kirk Cousins. So all of this shock and awe. Not Tua. Then who? Y'all got my boy Dez out there somewhere. Go get him. I'm sure Mariota wants another home. I mean, if we talking that down about Tua, I'll take Tua over either one of them. The fake outrage is just crazy. I know we've been losing. I know. I've been there. But come on. I need y'all to help me out. Let me get to the chat, man. Again, if y'all want to chat with me, put your name out here, and I will try to read everyone. I got to get on top of my buddy Willie Doc in the house. What's going on, Willie? He's at that theme music intro, though. The Tua play under Tommy Rees. Low risk, high reward. Let's go. You know what? I'm not sure about that or not, but I got to give you a song first, man. Thank you, Willie Doc. I appreciate you putting it out there for me. Thank you for always supporting my brother. You are the man. You are the man.
No one is like Uncle Steve. I know, but you got the kind of super chat like me. Hey, whatever you want, it's all right with me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that super chat. Willie, I don't know, but you're absolutely right. Low risk, high reward. Let's go. That's how I feel it, buddy. That's how I feel about it. Dre Woods is in the house. What's going on, Dre? Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Said Falcons have been very busy today. They have, man, and it has, and probably still are. I have my free agency tracker here on the other page. So if something else goes down or y'all see another name for the Falcons, feel free to throw it in here. We'll talk. And if y'all want to talk about the other folks we got in here, I know the central focus will be on Tua, but we can talk about all the players that we had on here. J and D, what's going on, brother? And long time no here. Appreciate you joining us on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Excuse me. That's that burp from the water. Sorry about that, y'all. He said Atlanta sports on fire today. The Hawks Magic City night got canceled. Ooh. Tua is signed, and James Pierce was bat crazy all season, allegedly. Yes. The first thing with the Hawks, I told some people when they initially did this that it would probably happen. So I did. I'm not gonna get in grown folks' business, but this was not unexpected. I'll put it that way. We'll leave it there. To his sign, James Pierce. Yeah, I'm hearing all the stuff about James Pierce and some of the calls, the 911 calls that were happening prior to the incident, which is, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. We got a lot to deal with that. But today we'll focus more with the Falcons talk on the guys coming in. But you're right, Pierce is in some stuff there. Willie Dodd says Hawks ought to be ashamed of themselves about that Magic City good. It got canceled. It again, sometimes you got to think about what's probably gonna pass the muster and what's not. And I think that was one of those things that, with no judgment, just saying that was gonna be a hard one, and the NBA made a call on that. So it is what it is. Deanna's in the house. Hey, Deanna, how you doing? Good to see you. Just glad you could join us on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Want to hear what you think about the Tua move and the other moves we made today. I like the fact that we on that list, we did not have Johan Dotson on that list for the Falcons. I think some of the ones they announced, and then some of the ones they don't put because they haven't released the details of the contract. But we got Dotson from the Eagles on the team as well, so that ought to be an upgrade. It's already an upgrade right now, our receiver core from last year. Henry's in the house. What's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? He said, what's up, Uncle Steve and Falcons family? Hope your Monday is pleasant so far. So far it is, my brother. So far it is. He said, wish Tyler Algier the best in Arizona, and I extend my congratulations to him as well. If y'all remember, we put it out there. He only made $4+ million in his whole 4-year stay, which included a rookie. I think it was a record at the time of over 1,000 yards in his first season. So we wish Tyler well. He's going into another 2-back situation as the Cardinals just redid James Conner's his situation. So he's going to be sharing the rock there too. So maybe he's not he's cool with that situation. Now, DeAndre, what's going on, man? Said not mad. Tua was a good pick. I don't care who's on the center come start of the season. If it's Penix, I'm rocking with Penix. If it's Tua, I'm rocking with Tua. And DeAndre is one of those guys that rocks with the Falcons. And that's where we going. I think the Falcons, Matt Ryan, Stefanski, Ian, those folks are just trying to get through what was a failed experiment for the last couple of years. And before you start building up, you got to sometimes start breaking it down. And this is not, again, now if it turns into one of those situations where we're having this conversation in December and Tua happens to be at the lead for whatever reason, and it's 9-4 and getting ready to clinch a division and whatever, of course, that could change the tune of things. But for right now, at $1.3 million, folks, it ain't a bad deal. It's really not. That one Falcon fan for life is in the house. What's going on? Say, Uncle, I'll admit I was ticked at Tua, but another man's trash can be another man's treasure. Additionally, with the limited cap space we have, we couldn't make big moves. Lastly, James Pierce is done. Yes, we talked about those 911 calls. It does not look good for the young man. I still am going to stand on the side of kind of giving him a little bit of let's flush it all out and see what happens. One thing I don't want to see is just get him left on the sidewalk and just throw him out. So that's what I don't want, but it is going to be an uphill battle for the young man. There is the Birdcage LCC in the house. That's Ryan and his gang out there. I was checking them out a little earlier, and they were doing their thing on the Birdcage. Make sure y'all check him out on Thursdays, mainly at 8 o'clock, but I know he has a lot of guests. He's been doing a great job with his scouting. A lot of HBCU players that he's been doing profiles on. So keep it up, my brother. He said, let's get it, Uncle Steve. What's happening? Got to get that Tua sound bite. Yeah, I know, right? I know. That's probably coming, man. Let's put it this way. I hope he's good enough where we don't have to do the sound bite, but I get it, man. And he's absolutely right. Y'all hit that like button for me. I appreciate you. Thank you again for joining Uncle Steve's Lounge. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe already. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Kelvin says, Kelvin, what's going on, man? I ain't hollered at you, man. Good to see you in here. Kelvin says, Tua is a good choice plus dirt cheap. It's so weird because if you know how it is in life when people have the mic, of course, when it's loud and it makes it feel like that's what everybody's thinking. It's really interesting that the first couple of comments have come out. Nobody's here trying to fool us into saying that Tua is a A-plus quarterback, top tier. And you would even argue not even a top half quarterback. That's not what we brought him in for. We brought him in because unfortunately our golden plan with Michael Penix didn't work out because he got hurt. And we're just trying to get a little bit of insurance. Think of it as instead of State Farm going to the General, or instead of State Farm going to what was the other little cheaper insurance, not the big boys. It was another one, little cheap insurance they used to have on TV. Anyway, you're taking it low risk, high reward, just in case. TP, what's going on? Travis, that's Travis in the house. I see your picture, brother. I got to get used to your new handle, my friend. What's going on? Say low risk, high reward for Tua. Truthfully, it makes sure you're not rushing Penix back. Chill, Bird gang. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Ryan says 1.3 million at a vet's minimum after he was let go by Miami to have a capable backup who was in the running for player of the year. He's a bridge quarterback for cheap. We ain't paying him. We ain't paying it. I'm good. I tell him to quit crying over a backup until Penix is healthy. He was lights out versus our defense last year. I think people forget that. And oh man, he was horrible. He was horrible. No, he looked pretty good the game I saw him. He looked real good. Jamal in the house. What's up, Jamal? He said, never heard so much complaining about the backup quarterbacks. Folks don't want to admit what Matt, Ian, and Stefanski have been saying, that they like Penix and want him to get healthy. This is a smart, cheap move. See, I think, Jamal, and I'm trying to say this because the one thing I never want to do, I always come on this platform as a fan. And when you're a fan, you're gonna have different levels, as my son says about everything. There are levels, and with some Falcon fans, I don't care what happens, they are going to lose their mind if we make a move that doesn't go their way. And I think today, with any signing we make, folks are just ready to jump on it. And this Tua thing might not be bad. It really may not. But we got to give it a shot, in my opinion. You got to give it a shot. Ryan came in to answer that question. Thanks, Ryan. He said Tua was under Lane Kiffin. I'm doing the dyslexic thing today. Sorry about that. He said Tua was under Lane Kiffin, and Tua was under Steve Sarkisian. under when he was at Alabama there. And I think Reese just got there a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like Reese has been there for a long time. Dexter says, I don't think Tua is a horrible. He has led the league in passing yards, but that price is good. 2 left-handed quarterbacks, and you get to design the offense the same for both. And I think that might have been a key part of this too. That's a very good point that you put on there. Oh man, another super chat in the house. Our brother J and D Truck. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He said, word on the street is that Southern Silk rented a pole for Magic City night. The NBA heard it, counsel it, say it isn't so. Well, my friend, I'm gonna say that that is false, unless Bigelow doing some what they call it, moonlighting on the side, because y'all can't go be on the pole. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, man. What we got for you?
Let the music take your mind.
Hey.
The super champion will be fine. You're gonna fly away. Uncle Steve will guide the way. I love it when we're cruising.
Yeah, man. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us again, JD, and thank you for the support, man, for the $5 super chat, man. Always appreciative of that. 82 Monte Carlo, what's going on, brother? Said 1 year is telling us that it's not a long-term relationship. At this point, we just want to see how it all shakes out. I think that's the part that's really bothering me, Carlos, that I'm trying to figure out where all the anger is coming from. What did they think? What did people think we were going to do? Were we about to make a deal to trade for Joe Burrow or Josh Allen? I'm really trying to figure out what people thought the Falcons were going to do today. You only had like a handful of people, and you just let one go in Kirk Cousins. So I don't know what people wanted. It was really kind of crazy to me. But hey, that's folks, man. Ryan says Dotson was a steal, yeah, and a player will be a player and is a player who can stretch the field in better hands than Mooney. Yeah, he's still got some speed. And as you know, Ryan, that's probably something we've lacked, especially with Mooney not being on the field. The promise of Casey Washington and the promise of maybe some of the undrafted free agents that they were telling us about in the summer just never came to fruition. And we got 2 very twerky guys. I should say twitchy. You guys say twerky. Y'all go start running back to that Hawks game. Let me stop. But 2 twitchy kind of dudes, and Dotson and Ozzie. So I like the fact that we went in that direction. In a matter of an hour or so, we upgraded our wide receiver room to better than it's been in the last couple of years, in my opinion. And then when you have Hooper also with what's his name that quick? Kyle Pitts. Goodness gracious. When you have both of them together, it just makes a better, better time to, have those availabilities for you. You can have the 2 tight end set, have Dotson out there, Drake out there, and then have Bijan in the backfield. Boy, you got some weapons. Let us pray is in the house. What's going on, man? He said he did dot us up last year, Uncle Steve. Oh, trust me, I was there. 2 is a decent signing for the price. I like Johan Dotson and Zacchaeus additions, along with addressing the special teams unit. Yeah, they flipped the whole thing, right? Punter, kicker. It'll be interesting to see who will be returning kicks. D. Alford just left and went to Buffalo. Good job by him. Somebody that we brought back and didn't expect a lot from, and good for him that he parlayed that into another opportunity up in Buffalo. So good for him. yeah, I like the fact that we flipped over to special teams. That was not a high part for us last year, and good for us. Millie Mills in the house. What's going on, Millie? He said, I can care less for Tua or OZ, but I do like Dotson and Cam Thomas. I'm extremely excited for Hooper coming back, though. I hope Hooper can bring something back with us. You know, he's been around the world for a little bit, and I remember him being a little angry when he wasn't able to stay with the Falcons, when they weren't able to give him the money he wanted to give. But he took a lot of money at Cleveland. You can argue that he might not have lived up to the contract, but hey, he's still in the league and still getting signed. So hey, good for him. Let us pray. Say yes. Can't forget about Hooper. Great idea bringing him back. And again, bringing him back, I think it was 3.25. So hey, we'll take that. Dexter says we focus on the offense. I think we still need a true number 2. Well, we need to focus on the trenches, not on defense. I like the 2 assigning more than Hooper. We should have went back and got Smith. You talking about Jonnu Smith? Yeah, maybe so. He may have wanted a little bit more money, but hey, we'll see how that works out. Millie says, Ed, Tyler can be replaced. He had to go get his money while he can, bro. It is what it is. I told people that from day one with Tyler Algier. I had no issue with him going out and getting that money. And he deserves it for what he's done. Pretty much been a pretty good number 2 guy here for Bijan. Hey, go get yours. And it's a good situation. Good for him. Charles West is in the house. What's going on, man? It's Uncle Steve. Let's go. I know, man. Let's get it. As I see, we can still get cornerback Woolen. Yeah, look, what the Falcons have done without a lot of maneuvering so far. In other words, you haven't heard a lot of restructuring. Some of the folks who got released were people we thought was going to get released. We thought Kirk Cousins was gone. We thought Mooney was gone. And they've been able to do a little bit of piecemealing with some of the things they're doing right now. So I do like at the moment that they're doing all of this without, doing a lot of things. I'm looking over here. The reason I got distracted, I looked at the ESPN thing. We are bringing in Christian Harris from the Texans, and I'll be brutally honest by saying I'm not familiar with his work. If somebody is familiar with some of his work, let me know. But Christian Harris they're reporting on the ESPN free agent ticker. Looked like it was about 12 minutes ago. Agreed to terms with Texans linebacker Christian Harris. So add, as you were talking about earlier, I think that was Dexter talking about the defense. So looks like we are adding that. Dondre said, Jesse Jackson said it best for me. I am keeping hope alive. Amen, amen, and God bless the soul of Jesse Jackson. Absolutely. Antonio James is in the house. What's going on, Antonio? He said, what's up? Not mad at the signing, but we're going to need to sign a 3rd and possible 4th quarterback. Well, we're going to get a 3rd quarterback. You know, with the rules they have now that lets you have the 3rd quarterback emergency, I have no idea. Being that it's Stefanski, I'm pretty sure. Look, let's keep it 100. Who says we can't bring Flacco in to be a 3rd quarterback? Why not? Who knows? But yeah, I agree with that 100%. Bring another quarterback in here. Bring another one in. Dirty Bird Bills. What's going on? Is that for that same price tag? Wonder why they didn't go after Kyler. And here's the one thing, my brother, that I think we as Falcon fans have to understand when you start talking about free agency. They might not want us as much as we want them. And when you say the same price tag, Kyler knows that situation. Tua knows that situation. Both of them brothers are already set with their pay for the year, and they know they're going to go on the cheap. So if you're Kyler Murray right now, And look, let me take off my Falcons blinders for a minute. And I'm in the Kyler Murray camp. And I already hear the whispers about the teams that want to get me. And that could be Atlanta, could be one, which would be a nice place to go when you start talking about what we have on the offensive side, some of the promise that we have from the defensive guys. But then you go over there and look up into the great north, up there with Minnesota, and the tease of throwing to Justin Jefferson, Addison, and Hawkinson, and then having that defense that they have with the Vikings. You know, the Vikings were just quarterback play away from being a really good team. And I don't know how much longer Minnesota's going to be able to, you know, trot McCarthy or Nine, his alter ego, be able to trot him out there. But I think that's what we have to realize as Falcon fans, that our desire to bring these big time free agents into Atlanta may not match up with their desire to be in our organization. So, and I'm not saying that as a smart aleck. I'm just saying we might not be as good as people want us to be. As we might not be as good as we think we are. I'll still fight anybody to say, I think we have a really good roster and someone like Kyler could thrive, but Kyler might say, you know what? I think I might thrive in Minnesota too. And that fan base is crazy. I'm telling you. Them fans would love to have an opportunity to get back to tossing that bad boy around. They wasted Justin Jefferson last year. And God bless him for coming out with a good face on and trying to play good teammate, stuff like that. But they really wasted him last year. Henry said, let the tour redemption tour begin. I hope so. And in some ways, I hope not. In some ways, I hope we got him for insurance and Penix is ready to go and we never see him in some ways. Because let's kind of face it, Falcon fans. If we see Tua at any time during the season, it's probably not a good thing. If we see him start game one or game two, it means Penix isn't ready yet, which we kind of think he might not be anyway. But is that a great thing? No, I think I'd rather see Penix out there. And if we see Tua going into the season, that might not be a great thing. Now, again, the off chance that he's the miracle worker and he's able to spin that thing around to Drake and Kyle and some of the new weapons, then more power to it. But I got to see. I got to see it. I got to see it first before I call that in. Sterling Woods, what's up? Sterling said 1.3 for Tua. Man, that's better than the deal we gave Kurt. That's way better. That's better than the deal we gave Penix. Probably better than the deal we gave. Well, it's better than anybody except Desmond. We paid Mariota $10 million, if I'm not mistaken. Monte Carlo says Rico Dowdle to Pittsburgh. That's a good move for them. That was somebody that I was thinking about coming up here as a second running back. But I'm really not worried about running back as much. There are a lot of running backs you can go to, not including those folks coming out of college that may not have as much wear and tear on their bodies as some of the NFL veterans. So that's a good move for Pittsburgh. But he was definitely somebody I was looking at to come down here. Millie says, hold up, Kurt release official today. It'll be official. What's the 11th, I think? Wednesday? It'll be official on the 11th. And then even at that, it's really a June 1st designation. And they had to do that in order to split up the hit. Because I think this year is 33 and next year is 17. I think that's what it is. Something like that. Oh, yeah, something like that. Charles says, I like Cameron Thomas as a depth piece. Yeah, and familiarity with Coach Stefanski never hurts. I'm sure he wouldn't bring anybody in that he wasn't a fan of back when he came. So good for us that we can take advantage of that. Dexter says the thing is Tua ain't never played with an O-line this good. Maybe he need a change of scenery. What gets me about the whole situation, the Falcons ain't restructured nobody's contract to sign these players. Excuse me. That is a good thing right now. So what we're gonna have, Dexter, and everybody, y'all all know we do it. The first wave of free agency is gonna hit this week all the way through Friday and Saturday. Then you're gonna have a lot of situations where a lot of people still got to clear some cap room and do some things, and they made and guess what? It's been a lot of trades the last year or two. So I'm not 100% sure the Falcons are done as far as maybe bringing in that big name. I don't know. I know it sounds impossible now. Trey Hendrickson, is that somebody in light of things that might have happened with our young guys this year? I mean, so let's see. Let's see what that is. Dexter Flash, what's going on, Dexter? He said, what's going on, I like the Tua signing, but the Cameron Thomas signing is more interesting one in my opinion. And hey, that could be good. That really good. I like it. I like it. Anytime we can get depth, that's cool. Dre says the Falcons got Caden's little brother Christian. Is that the? Are you sure? I thought the Christian I saw was Christian Harris. Did we get Christian? I missed that. And I could be wrong. I might have missed it, but I know we got Christian Harris, but I didn't see that one. But if we do, y'all let me know. I could, like I said, could be wrong. Could be wrong. Let me see. Jamal says, some fans won't support our quarterback unless he's from Atlanta or runs around like Vic. I love Vic, but I feel some fans can't move from that era. Well, if you think about things that make you feel good, and you think about when you were at a time in your life where you did things and things were good, and then you get a little older and you go back and look and say, yeah, that might have been good for me, but that's over with. I'm moving on. I think that's what it is with the big thing. I think the big thing, there is no doubt in my mind that was some of the most exciting times here in Atlanta. But it also came at a price. And some of the folks now, when you lose for 8 straight years, people just want that feeling. And I get it. I don't blame them. I want the feeling too. But sometimes you just can't relight that fire that you had before. You can't. You got to move on. And you're right. Some people are stuck on Vic. I hear them all the time. I ain't know with the Falcons because what they did to Vic, off the plate did to Vic, Atlanta did to Vic. I say, okay, go ahead. Go about your business. 1989, Malin, what's going on? He said we just signed Christian Harris from the Houston Texans, and I'm probably a little late on the reading of that. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. One time for the fan is in the house. What's going on, y'all? Make sure y'all check out my brother Jack Spade in the house. He does his thing with T-Wheel and Carrie. I know they always come on Fridays in the morning because I'm usually grabbing some coffee when I'm listening to him in the morning. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. If y'all are ever on a golf course and you see a ball headed towards your head and it wasn't supposed to go that way, somebody's supposed to be keeping the ball on the course and stuff like that, it's more than likely that's Jack Spade behind you hitting the golf ball. So make sure y'all check him out. It is folks over there one time for the fan. He said that 2027 quarterback class, though. Oh, wait, we talk about the 2026 season. I'm sorry. Hit that like button. And what he's alluding to, which they were making some talk about that on ESPN radio, where they were talking about the possibility, everybody is hyping up for the Arch Manning draft and with the possibility of Shamlis coming out since he got his extra year and a couple of other folks being able to come out in 27. And he's right. It is going to be a pretty good draft. At least the height will be. What I want to do is see what we have from our young man that we invested the first round pick in and see if he can have an opportunity to win this job back. And I'm telling you, he unfortunately the timer is ticking on him. No fault of his own, but the NFL is what they all say, not for long. They give you a shot, and if you don't do it, they'll move on to the next person. And I'm sure Matt didn't draft him, Stefanski didn't draft him, and Cunningham didn't draft him. So if you don't do the job right now, it's time to keep it moving. And that's not. I love me some Penix. That's just real talk. You've seen the Falcons have seen teams since they've been to the playoff last. They've seen teams worse than them come up past them, drop down again, and come past them a second time. 8 years is a long time in football years. So it's time to get that correct now. Trey Wood say he played for Alabama. He was a beast as a rookie with Houston. Talk about Christian Harris. Okay. Sounds like a good one. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate the scouting report. Henry says, glad we're not going to see Mike Evans twice a year anymore. Good pickup from Kyle Shanahan in the 49ers. We do have to see him once this year, though. Unfortunately, of all the years, they were finishing third place. So we do run into him. But good move for Mike Evans, and it's kind of interesting. I wonder how hard that was for him to leave. You remember the last time Mike Evans was about to leave Tampa, and then all of a sudden at the last second he came back. I don't know. Maybe he feels a certain way about them or something. I don't know. But more power to him. Always seemed like a good guy. I'm sure AJ, to your point, is ready for him to leave too. Jamal says signing Tua is smart because you have two left-handed quarterbacks, so there will be continuity in the offense if either quarterback has a step in. That's huge for our receivers because the ball spins differently. That is a very good point, my friend. Very good point. Big Low Country Sports is in the house. What's going on, my brother? Y'all make sure y'all tune in to Big Low Country Sports. He is always putting it down. Somebody that I personally love spending time with the brother. Y'all make sure y'all give him some love and everything. And never know, he'll need you when you don't even think he needs you. But y'all give him some love, man. That's my guy, man. Big Low Country Sports. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check him out. He said Penix said he gonna be ready. Yeah. Hey, listen. Now I know Big Low is not. Big Low is still one of the guys who rooted for Desmond Ritter. So we understand like his ability to not figure out quarterbacks. I got receipts for that, but that's not here. Michael Penix on his interview last week told John Gruden, he sat down with John Gruden. That's actually a pretty good little podcast, the John Gruden podcast. Y'all make sure y'all check that out if you get a chance to. He said he was going to be ready. He actually, I think, did he say he guaranteed he was going to be ready? I can't remember. But, I mean, that's just a young man ready to get back out there on the field, man. He hears. That's one of the things. He probably going to have to start putting some earphones on. I'm going to need him to keep them what they call them? AirPods on in his ears. Stop listening to the outside noise. But I think he's going to do fine when he get back, man. Just got to wait and see. Dwayne, what's going on? Dwayne Green in the house. What's up, man? He said, what's up, Unc? I saw they are restructuring Troy Anderson's contract. I think Tua makes for good competition in the quarterback room. I did see that part about Troy Anderson's contract. And listen, let me tell you something. You still need special team players. When healthy, which is the key word when it comes to Penix, when it comes to Tua, when it comes to Troy Anderson. When healthy, Troy Anderson was actually a really good contributor to this team. And that's the part, that's the big if. We haven't even seen what Braylon Trice has been able to do. I'm excited about what he can do. But we can't see it if they're not on the field. And it's not blaming them for being hurt. It's just, Troy, what do you expect? But good for him that they're sticking around with him. And somebody felt they give him a chance. I would imagine that had to be Ulbrich. I would imagine that's him. Because I would have thought everybody else from the past would be gone by now. Dre said Cameron Wolf reported Christian Ellis and Christian Harris. So I guess he meant Harris and all the platform. Okay, he might have. I would say this. It would be interesting if one Ellis would come and the other Ellis would lead. Speaking of Caden Ellis, I hadn't heard anything about him at this moment, but it'll be interesting to see what he does going forward. Caden Ellis was definitely a big part of this defense, but as we see, life goes on. You got to do what you got to do. Big Low Country Sports said Vic did that to himself respectfully. Listen, he did. But y'all have heard the talk. Oh, Blake did him wrong. Blake did him wrong. That's ridiculous. Most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Georgia, Texas boy in the house, man. What's going on, brothers? What's up, Uncle Steve and Falcons family? The new era is here. That brother says that, and I mean it. The new era is here. And today of all days, that is true. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for your Unc if y'all haven't already. I appreciate everyone on Facebook, on YouTube. Those of you on X, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. Love the stream. Do whatever you need to do just to get us out there in the atmosphere. I appreciate you. My brother David Starks is in the house. What's up, Dave? He said, what's up, Steve? Tua is a one-year deal, which tells me they are going to give Penix Jr. a chance. And if he can't get it done, we have a first in 2027. And he's right. Those are the things that you have to think about. Let's see what we got this year. And if you're thinking that this Tua move is something that is like a deterrent for Penix, or it's not. It's something that you probably will be looking behind your shoulder to say, oh, somebody else throwing the ball behind me. And I'll say Tua will probably be 100% healthy and ready to go in training camp. So if I'm Penix, you don't want to rush the rehab back too much. But at the same time, it's not you're not comfortable, and you shouldn't be. I think they made him very comfortable last year at training camp by saying he's the man, Kurt is the backup. Let him fight. Not literally, but let him fight for it. That's what it should be. And Tavius in the house, man. What is going on, my brother? Thank you for joining us here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Always joining us on Facebook. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. David said, speaking of shamblers, don't count that victory just yet. The NCAA is appealing the judge's ruling. Ooh, okay. So Trinidad, they might. Okay. I wonder when that hearing is. I hope they have it before the draft. That would be unfair to do that to the young man after the draft. It's just to kind of get that stuff done in there. J&D Truck said Mike saw how Zach was running the offense. He wanted no parts of it. Listen, man. Like you said at home, and Mike was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to sign up with Tapper. He said, Mike, who coming to the OC? Zach Robinson. Atlanta Zach Robinson? Yeah. I'm out of here. Let me go with Kyle where the offense stays lit if I get a chance. Oh man, my brother Joe's in the house, man. What is going on, brother? He said, "Why do we keep getting other teams retreads, brother? We don't have a choice at this point. We don't have a choice." I say again, and not just to you, Joe, just to everybody else out there. Please tell me the choice. Matter of fact, if you're listening right now, tell me the choice you would have had with the circumstances. Now, don't play games with me. Don't say Patrick Mahomes and be realistic. Give me the choice that you would have taken over Tua. And keep it in mind that every quarterback's dream may not be to come to Atlanta. Come on now. That might not be. And again, that's me talking about my favorite team. But I'm not silly. They see the upheaval in this organization for the last couple of years. We were supposed to get this right when they brought Raheem in, remember? Arthur Smith couldn't get past 7-10. And they brought in Raheem, and 8-9 2 years in a row. Other teams might not be attracted to that. Tell me if you wanted somebody other than Tua, tell me who are you going to get to come in here. And I'm going to tell you a reason why they didn't come. I know the main one is Kyler. I might say y'all some keyboard strokes on this one. Kyler probably want to go to Minnesota. Or go to a situation where he probably knows it's not a one-year thing. The Tua thing is a little bit different because Tua was kind of on the outs anyway in Miami. Kyler Murray had the starting job. I think they just realized at the end, oh, dang, we paid him too much money. And they found out too late. Big Low Country said Desmond went. Trying to tell y'all, man, don't let Big Low fool you. Big Low is right about football 98.7% of the time. But that man tried to tell me that Desmond Ridder was going to be a good quarterback a couple of years ago, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to think about it for a minute. It took a minute for his credibility to come back. Oh man. My brother Chuck's in the house, man. What is going on, Chuck? How you doing, brother? He said most people that can't accept Blank not protecting Vic have a problem with accountability. Vic doesn't even hold it against Blank. By the way, what's up, Steve? What's going on with you, my friend? I am still hanging in there. See, I think what it is too, Chuck, we were there. We were some of the folks who weren't around at that time don't realize how and you get stories like that in 2026. It's kind of it almost kind of lands different. I wonder how that story would hit now than when it hit back then. Because I'm trying to tell you, when that happened then, you had people treating Vic like he was the Unabomber. And treating Vic like he was, and again, I'm not for the dog people. I'm not trying to say that wasn't good. I'm not trying to say that. But I guess what I am saying is they were treating him like he killed some people. And that's always been my thought about it. And for the record, Arthur Blank had his team ready to defend the young man. And at that time, young Mike Vick, who has told this story time and time and time and time again, that he messed up. Arthur Blank didn't mess up. He messed up. So when people come with that argument, and you better be over 40 if you're talking to me about it too, because some of y'all don't even remember. You just like Mike Vick went on the team, whang. Let's turn on the team. There's some people that haven't come back and rooted for Atlanta because of that. Old man, News Sports HBCU. What's going on? How y'all doing out there? Say, hey, love the content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Falcons will be lucky to win 4 games next year. Okay. Trade Penix, Pitts, and Cousins for draft capital. Draft a DN to replace Pierce. Okay. First, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. I stringently disagree with you about trading Penix at this time. Cousins, you can't trade because he's already been designated for release. Pitts, now I'm not gonna lie to you. If I could get something for Pitts, I might get something. You're not gonna get at right now. If you traded Penix, I think the most you would get for him might be a 5th rounder because of his injury situation. And so if it, who would trade for that? Maybe you would trade for that because it's a low paying contract for a quarterback. But yeah, quite honestly, the only one you can trade is Pitts, and I can see that. The other two, I don't think. And drafting a DN to replace Pitts, I mean Pierce, I could do that. I'll counter you with this, and I'm not saying anything. I'm not talking out of school. There's this humming in my head about Jesse Bates. And Jesse's making a lot of money. Now, if you had put Jesse Bates in one of those 3 people that you just talked about, I might think about it. Think about the situation in safety right now. You got a gem in it, Xavier Watts. You could probably find a safety somewhere to come in on the other side. You might lower the value, but you could. And let me clarify. Love JB. Want JB to be here. But I also know the financial constraints that this team is in. We're in the lower tier of salary cap space in the NFL. Don't y'all think that if somebody, if they offered Jesse could at least get a high 2nd round, maybe a 2nd and 3rd. At this point, all pro 2 of the last 3 years, still got a little bit left. Now, if it doesn't work out, cool, let him stay. But you're gonna have to let him go eventually because you can't pay his next contract. You can't pay him $25 million. You got them young boys that getting ready to. You got to think about for the future. You know. So that's the that's the thing. He said, "I know they tag Pitts." Deanna said, "Flacco probably first, just till Penix is ready." Flacco, you must mean gotta mean Tua. I guess what you mean. He says 3 knee surgeries and shoulder surgery. Penix has got to go, and he might. He might. He just might. I'm not gonna deny that the situation is looking kind of bleak, but you know. David says we really had no choice. Flacco wanted to start. No money to pay Willis, and Murray preferred Minnesota. That left Pickett and Trubisky, and both of them went off the box real quick. Absolutely. Chuck say also what happened to taking time to develop quarterbacks. Darnold was considered a bust for 5 of his 7 years. Penix may be great in years. And you know what it is, Chuck? And it's this society. It's the whole society. If you think about even the days when we were younger, and I'm not waxing poetic just to say it should be like that now, and we need to, you young whippersnappers. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is today, if you don't show promise in 2 years, Carolina was getting ready to get rid of Bryce Young. If Bryce Young didn't, if what's redhead name? If Andy Dalton didn't get hurt in the end of 2024 and Bryce didn't get those last few games, they were getting ready to get rid of Bryce Young. Number 1 pick in the draft. Zach Wilson. No chance. Trey Young. Trey Young. Trey Young. That's a rich. Trey Lance. No chance. Today, they don't give you a shot to do that. You're considered a bust after 2 years. Back in the day, you stay on a team. If you were a quarterback, there was sometimes you were a first-round pick and you didn't play for 2 or 3 years. See Aaron Rodgers. See Jordan Love. And I'm talking, and that's recent. I'm talking about before that. It was rare to have rookie quarterbacks just come right in and do it. So yeah. The Darnolds of the world, good for them. That they get an opportunity to show a few years later I could do this. I can do this. Sometimes you can start these guys too young. Georgia Texas boy say Flacco doesn't come in here and push Penix. Maybe not. Dexter says Pittsburgh had a great day. They just need a quarterback. Yeah, I don't know whether Aaron's gonna pull his I'm gonna show up 2 weeks before training camp thing again, but we'll see. HBCU says, what will the Falcons do when, not if, Penix goes down with a 4th blown knee? Well, that's the plan with Tua for the minute. And again, you can get away with it now. But what that'll also show you, my friend, is that will clear the path for 2027. Whatever happens this year, if Penix gets hurt and Tua has a concussion, then gosh darn it, you're just going to have to go the 2027 draft route. Or go out and see if the free agent class for quarterbacks will be better next year. You have to. But that's just what happens. There's nothing. You're acting like there is a clear crystal ball that shows what's going to happen. And it's really not. I understand the concern, though. The concern is legit. But what are they supposed to do right now? You got $30-something million hung up on Kirk Cousins. You got some dead money after Darnell Mooney. You got to get that stuff out of the way first. Then you can start all over. The last time we did that and Terry cleared the deck after Mariota and stuff, then we start bringing in a couple of players in here. But it didn't work out like you want to. That's what they're trying to do now. 26, we're going to try to win. Trust me. But you still got to get that dead money off the books. Once you get that dead money off the books next year, we'll be in the house. But you got to give it a chance, brother. They're not gonna stop the season if Penix gets hurt. Keith Smith in the house. What's up, my brother? Classmate in the house. Say really hated to see Algier go. We had a double threat in the backfield. He's about to ball out. I hope he does. He's running into the same situation in Arizona that he had here in Atlanta because Arizona just restructured James Conner's deal, so he's gonna have the same thing. But I hope he does. I always liked Algier. I think Algier got a little bit of a raw deal when they brought in Bijan. Glad we got Bijan, but for Tyler, he was on the verge of being that guy. So, yeah. Georgia Texas boy say Dolphins owe Tua $53 million for 2026 since we signed him for the vet minimum. And good for us. Good for us. David says, talking about Bates, move Bowman to safety when the Achilles heals because that's where he played at Oklahoma. I was talking to my son about that. I thought he played safety down there. Deanna said you asked us who. Oh, Deanna, I'm sorry. You said you did say that. I'm sorry. Yeah, Flacco. Yeah, and again, I don't know what Flacco's I don't know what Flacco wants to do, whether he wants to still play or not. I would, if you can bring him in, I'll bring him in. Why not? Flacco, Tua, and Penix on the team. Why not? It be for cheap. Not like you playing Falco a lot of money. But no, I got you. I got you now. Sorry about that. And what happens, I try my best to read everything, then I get caught up behind. My bad. J&D Truck says, '08 Ryan and Flacco is the reason these organizations are impatient with quarterbacks. They came in, stabilized position for their organizations for years. Copycat lead. That's a good point. You had quarterbacks. And you got to remember that era, um, they showed a little bit of promise to where they stuck around. Matt Ryan didn't light it up from the moment he got here. I know he had the touchdown on the first throw, but for those that remember, the rookie year was okay, but it didn't exactly light it on fire. Actually, it didn't actually all come together for Matt to me until like 2010 that he started playing a little bit more consistent. Still good, but not consistent. HBCU says Drake London, Bijan, and Bates priority. Use money from trade Penix, release Cousins, and trade Pitts to beef up that interior line and D line. I can live with everything you just said right there. The problem is right now for Penix, you're not gonna get a lot. I think Penix, if I'm not mistaken, and give me 1 second to double check. Is Penix getting paid like that this year? Is it only 8 million? Let me see something real quick. Because I'm not sure he's, I mean, you say money, I'm not sure he's getting that much money. Yeah, 6 million, 6 million this year. And then next year, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit of relief, but not a lot. Not a lot of relief. In theory, I get what you're saying, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you really wanted to take advantage of money situation, Bates would be somebody that I would have to ask. And it's not about playing favorites. It's about financially. Bates is probably one of the best pawn pieces that you have. Because Bates, and I just looked at it, Bates this year, at this moment, Bates is I think he's the highest, third highest play. It's $24 million hit on Bates. And this is his last year on the deal. So with 1 year left on the deal, a team would take that in a minute, and then they could kind of renegotiate what they do. But it also wouldn't surprise me if they tried to extend him and kind of extend him and kind of work with that salary so they can kind of mesh it in with bonus money. And then once you get that bonus money, you can spread that out however you want to. That's where most of the dead money comes from anyway. Most of that bonus money. But you're not gonna get a lot. You're not gonna get a lot from Penix. I would squeeze whatever I can get out of Michael Penix as a third year player. You got to. And I wouldn't cut Michael Penix until I saw everything I could see. And then you got a fifth year that you could actually sign him to as well. There's no rush to get rid of Michael Penix. I get it. HBU says availability is the best ability, especially for an NFL starting franchise quarterback. Falcons must be smart and get rid of Penix. Here's the thing. Falcons might have rushed Penix. I might agree with that. They might have rushed Penix. Maybe they should have. And I don't know whether the Kurt was the answer. Maybe they rushed him into it. I don't know. You're right about injuries. You don't know what you can do until you get out there. And he ain't been out there. We'll see. Antonio says, oh, it looked like we might have won that NBA trade. I don't know what Steve Kerr was thinking, but thank you. I'm going to tell you what, Kuminga looks like he is really good. Really good. I can tell you that. So I like that we got him. Yes. Oh man. J&D Truck says the same thing. Deanna says we have to see what we have. Excuse me. We have to see what we have in Penix. He's a first round pick. You got to. You got to see. And this is not um you know we tend to, I don't know. I know when you get hurt is hard because nobody plans to get hurt. Penix didn't plan to get hurt. And I know, oh, well, he got hurt in Indiana. He got hurt. He actually didn't get hurt his last 2 years at Washington and his first year here. So he went through a couple of years where he didn't get hurt. So yeah, it's not like he can't have a stretch where he did. But I think we just look for reasons to support our narrative. I think my man HBCU may not be a Penix fan, and that's fine. But I also say, let's see after these folks getting hurt. Let's see if they got a couple of years to mend up, and if they do, let's see what they got before you throw them away. There's no reason right now to get rid of Michael Penix. Even if you said I'm drafting another quarterback, Michael Penix isn't the guy next year. You still got a young quarterback that you can develop. That's what Stefanski's here for. That you can develop and see what he turns into. Zero reason for you to give up on the young man that quick. In my opinion. I did like seeing some things today. Some of the moves that were made in the NFL totally. Alex Pierce, I know there was a lot of people talking about him as a possible wide receiver, but not with the money they were paying him. And boy, if you're Drake London's agent right now, and you saw what Alex Pierce made, who is not Drake London, you probably sitting back saying, "Oh yeah, go ahead and sign me up." You would take that in a heartbeat. I like that move. I love that our rivals are kind of getting rid of some mainstays there. When you start talking about Demario Davis, and haven't heard Cam Jordan decide whether he's coming back to play for another team, but definitely look like they're moving on from some of their stalwarts that were on defense on that team, which is obviously gonna make me happy with that. But we got a long way to go, man. And day one does not make the whole team. We still got a draft to go through. Still got a lot of things we got to, figure out with this team right now. But today was a good day. I think today was a really good day to be able to take care of a couple of those needs when you start talking about receiver, when you start talking about special team players, to kind of get a new fresh feeling in the house. That's a good thing. And the Tua signing, I mean, we'll see, y'all. There is nothing that I can see in my mind that makes me think that was such a horrible decision. Time will tell. David says Pierce contract is why we must get number 2 receiver in the draft. Need cheap labor at that position. And that's what I think they did today. When they got Dotson and they got Zacchaeus, I think that's what you were saying. You were saying we're not going to be able to afford anybody else. Because when we pay Drake, it's not going to be a lot of room in that, a lot of money in that receiver room. You see, they had to do that for Pittman. Pittman was the man before Pierce, but they had to ship Pittman off to Pittsburgh because they knew they couldn't afford to pay both of them. So the money is always going to get in the way. It's not. It isn't baseball with no salary cap. That cap can make decisions. That's why, as crazy as it sounds, this Tua pick could truly be one of the better decisions that the Falcons have made in a long time. It really could be. HBCU says 3 ACLs and a shoulder surgery. Cannot wait. Raheem and Fontenot shouldn't have never drafted the kid, especially after signing Cousins. Penix is a good guy. However, this is not a popularity, just business. Absolutely. And you're in hindsight, I'm pretty sure they will both tell you, as they were vacationing in Cabo earlier this year, they will both tell you that maybe that wasn't the right move. I'll go one step further, to be honest with you. I don't think it was the right move to bring Kirk Cousins in here. I think we were pressured to bring him in here because we didn't necessarily have a quarterback. He was coming off an Achilles injury. If you're talking about injuries, he was coming off an Achilles injury, and you paid that man $100 million in guaranteed money. That was ridiculous to me. And obviously you don't have as much affinity for Penix, which is fine. That's cool. But for right now, he can have 4 ACLs and 2 shoulder surgeries. For the moment right now, he's on the roster. And even if you traded him, my friend, you're not going to get what you think you're going to get. You're not. I don't think you will. Well, one time for the fan says, so is Tua the backup, or do you think he's starting week 1, or is it camp battle? I think, Jack, we will know in July what we're dealing with. Of course, Michael Penix is going to tell us he's ready. Of course, he's going to say he's 100% prepared. Of course, the Falcons are going to trot it out there like they're thinking Penix is going to be the starter coming in. But, Jack, right now, I can't truly answer until I see when training camp breaks. If Michael Penix is on the bicycle on the side, when we go out there on the field, if he's on that third field on a bicycle while everybody else is doing their thing, Tua will be starting week 1. But if he's on the field literally, maybe with a red shirt, well, all of them have red shirts. But if he's on the field as the 3 quarterbacks, whoever the third one will be, throwing passes and doing what they do, then I think Penix will be starting. But it's a hard question to ask, Jack, until we get to July. And I think you understand how that's got to be the fair way to say it. I would love to sit here and project him to be the week 1 starter. And it's going to be a disadvantage. And the reason why I say if he's not at practice, you're not going to tell me somebody like Tua, I know despite people being down on him, Tua's going to have a chance to collect that team, practice with that team. And oh, yes, for the first time in probably 5 years, we will definitely see a starting quarterback playing preseason. Bet your bottom dollar. But Tua will have a chance to kind of blend. Tua's going to have the OTAs. Tua's going to have the what do they call the thing? The little mini camp. He's going to have all that time to gel with those players, especially the new receivers coming in. That's going to be a disadvantage for Michael. But I think, he's a headstrong guy. We'll see. But kind of mirroring what our guy, HBCU, says, got to be out there on the field. Antonio says that Kirko signing was worse than drafting Penix. It puts us in the hole financially. 100%, Antonio. I would have been okay if you had gotten Penix and then got for lack of a better thing, what's my guy from Trubisky or Brissett or Minshew. I would have been cool if you went that route. When we paid all that money to Kirk Cousins, that basically handcuffed us for the next couple of years, as you see what it's doing now. We're signing quarterbacks for $1.3 million. That's what it did. So you're right. JJ the Great, what's going on? JJ said there are 3 scenarios here. 1, Penix wins the job and proves he's the franchise quarterback. 2, Tua wins the job and earns a Baker-like contract. 3, they both stink and we get a quarterback in 2027. Pretty much laid out. When you say Tua wins the job and earns a Baker-like contract, I don't think they're going to be signing. I think 100% Tua will be a free agent going into 2027. I don't care what happens with the Falcons. Now, if he happens to take the Falcons to the playoffs, do what they do, yes, then we'll talk about that after the season. There will be no, there'll be Baker-like contract. This is close to 40 million. I don't know. I see them probably going to maybe a Justin Fields 2-year, $45 million, see what happens. I don't see the other way. I don't see it. Jack says, so let's say Penix is healthy and starts. We have a losing record. Do you think Penix they will bench Penix and call off the development stage? I just hope we're not wasting a year on an if scenario. It's a good question. Again, I'm looking at the financials more than I'm looking at scratch. I'm looking at the financials and what I see on the field. If Penix doesn't do anything and they bench him and he's healthy and he just isn't that guy, I can definitely see a scenario where then, to our buddy's scenario, maybe you could think about benching him too. Being as that that'll be his 4th year and you still are pretty much playing backups except for unique situations like Russell Wilson to Kyler. Those are unique situations. You're basically paying backup quarterbacks $10 million a year. So there is no reason to not keep Penix. And especially if Tua is there, you can keep him around. It's not like I don't think he'll be a bad person in the locker room. So if you ask me that today, I mean, what is it gonna hurt? If Tua, if we have a losing record, we're gonna get a new quarterback one way or the other. Unless they can find a team that wants to trade for him, then cool. But I think it'll be, if he doesn't have a winning record, I think it'll be harder to trade him. Who's gonna take a quarterback that has been given 2 or 3 chances and take on that $8 million? You might as well and then at that point, his last year, I don't know. HBU says Raheem was assistant coach and Fontenot was a GM. That regime caused this entire debacle. It's legit. And there's no I can't even I don't even have a rebuttal for it because it's probably true. Deanna said, the past is the past. Penix is here for now. We have a new regime. Let's wait and see how everything plays out. See, Deanna, it's so hard for a lot of people to do that. I think like you think. I can't do anything about Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota, Arthur Smith, Raheem, Terry Fontenot, Dean Pease, I can't do anything about all of that. What I do know is this year we have an opportunity to change the narrative. And whether that's Michael Penix, Tua, Bijan, Troy Anderson, whoever we have, that's who I'm gonna rock with. So I'm kind of in that same category. We could talk all day about what happened and what failed and whatever, but I tell people, man, as soon as we make the decision, nobody liked that we got Kevin Stefanski. Oh, he's the worst decision, but we got him now. So let's rock. People, oh man, Michael Penix, y'all got him. He get hurt every year. He got what? We got him now. Oh, Tua was the worst decision. It's the worst decision in the world. We should have got Kyler, who we don't know whether he wants to stay. But he's here now. So to Deanna's point, I'm kind of like, yeah, what, fellas, ladies, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. As I always go back to my favorite example and my favorite thing is nobody coming off the 2015 season, no person. I want to see the person who went to Vegas and said the Falcons were going to make a run to the Super Bowl coming off that. And you're right. I see you, Deanna. Say after a while, it's the same repetitive talk. It is, and that's unfortunately with that, Deanna. That's because it's off season too. You have a lot more to talk about during the regular season, and because during the regular season, we can talk about it as it's happening. During the off season, we talk about what we want to happen. We want this quarterback. We want this scheme. We want this draft pick. We should have got this person. We have from February until September to do a lot of that. And that's why it's difficult daily to do it. And the frustration is not just yours. It's a lot of, that's why you don't see the traffic online for the Falcons, except for moments like this when we get new people, which is great. But it's kind of difficult because all you're gonna get is a lot of opinions. I got two words that you're gonna get tired of, Deanna, in the next couple of weeks: mock drafts. After this free agent stuff come in, you're gonna have everybody doing mock drafts. And not to say that they aren't the devil. I enjoy looking at it every now and then, but the possibilities are endless. It's worse than free agency because you're gonna get people that go to all different leagues and Big 10, Big 12, HBCUs. All it's gonna be hard to, because you're talking about thousands of people's opinions, which I don't mind. I kind of find it funny myself. I like to hear people's opinions. I do. But I understand where you're coming from too. That after a while, it does get a little redundant. Jan D. Truck said Chris Chandler was injury prone and he got us to the Super Bowl. Hello. Not saying Tua will do the same thing, but let's see. I mean, as was that Kevin Garnett or LeBron? Anything is possible. Which one was that? I forgot. One of them. That was just like the weirdest thing. I can see people say, "Oh, we did it. Anything is possible." I think he was trying to go to Disney World or something. I don't know. And speaking of which, listen, y'all, I appreciate everyone joining us here on the Minutia on Monday. And trust me, if we have any big breaking news to come a big signing that Falcons will make, especially. I mean, I think we're just filling in puzzle pieces right now. But if we have anything that comes down the line that's significant enough, you know your uncle is gonna be on there. I appreciate all my nieces and my nephews out there that come on the show, and I appreciate you. You know what y'all can do for me that'll help me out? Y'all can make sure y'all tell your friends. Y'all say, listen, I know y'all listen to ESPN. I know y'all listen to bigger podcasts. I know y'all listening to some local favorites. But give this old dude a chance. This brother named Uncle Steve, he's on this thing, and he talks from the heart, and he talks from a fan's perspective. He's not trying to be anybody from ESPN or whatever. He's just a fan that loves to talk about his Falcons and loves to mix it up with the folks. And I appreciate y'all. With every comment y'all give, I appreciate the love, and I try to give it back in the broadcast that I do. Until then, listen, everyone have a blessed week. We will holler at y'all later on. Hopefully the Falcons will continue to make more moves as we move into the 2026 season. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe. I will talk to y'all later. Everyone, have a blessed week.
You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge.